Alright, so this is volume of pyramids and cylinders. We just finished surface area. With surface area, y'all were finding out how much area was on the outside of a 3D figure. That's like if you want to paint something, or if you want to lay material across it, whatnot. That's what you need surface area for. For example, if I wanted to paint those cabinets back there, I would need surface area. If I wanted to fill those cabinets with stuff, that's when I would go to volume and figure out how much volume I have. That's the difference between the two. Volume is the amount of space you have inside. So now we're doing volume. All your volume stuff will be in units cubed too, since we're working with 3 dimensions now. This unit is called 3D. Starting out, we start out easy with rectangular prisms or cubes. It's going to apply for a cube too. But for rectangular prisms or cubes, I'm pretty sure y'all all familiar with this formula. Volume equals length times width times height. That is you multiplying your 3 dimensions together. Your length times your width times your height. Last unit, we only did 2 dimensions. That's why we did area. Last unit, we did length times width, which would have gave us a rectangle, which our shape is down here, a rectangle. Now we're multiplying that by the height, adding that 3rd dimension in, giving our shape volume. This V times L times W formula, you'll never see this on the reference sheet. On the reference sheet, it'll look like this down here. V equals capital B times H. But that still applies for volume of rectangular prisms and cubes too. That capital B in that formula, let me find a little highlighter. That capital B in there represents the area of the base. That means whatever shape your base is, and your shape can be all different shapes. Your base can be all different shapes. Whatever your base is, that's the adjustment that you need to make in the formula, and write it as your area of your base. It's not a lowercase b. This is a capital B. Don't get that confused with lowercase b. There's a difference. Capital B means area of the base. I keep saying it because I want it to stick in your head. Capital B means area of the base. So whatever shape your base is, you have to find the area of that. That's why I keep drilling and killing these area formulas with y'all outside the door. Because your base could be a circle, your base could be a triangle, your base could be a trapezoid, your base could be a rectangle, your base could be a square. You should know how to make that adjustment on that formula depending on what shape your base is. Up here they already made the adjustment for you. They did length times width. Because capital B, the area of my base would be a rectangle, yes, up here. So that's where they got length times width at. The original formula would be this: V equals capital B times H. They just made the adjustment for a rectangular prism. Capital B turns into length times width. So I'm also going to do that up here in my notes. And like I was telling the kids last period, I don't know if y'all realized, but last unit, whenever y'all didn't write y'all formulas down, I marked y'all stuff wrong. I told you I was. Some of y'all didn't believe me, and some of y'all still didn't write y'all formulas down. Every time I solve a problem, I start by writing the original formula down. Y'all think y'all don't have to, but you need to. That's how you memorize them. And for the fact that you didn't do it, I know you didn't do it, Vincent. I took off for that too. I didn't even grade the problem if I ain't see no formula. So you might have wasted a lot of time doing some of that work last unit. But oh well. You'll learn from your mistakes. Life is the best teacher. Number 1, find the volume of each rectangular prism. On this one, volume equals capital B times H. Then I make my adjustment. Volume equals capital B. In this case, it's going to be length times width for a rectangle times the height, which is already there. So V equals 9 times 17 times 24. You can spit it if you got it. $72. This is centimeters cubed. So rectangular prism is easy if they give you all your numbers. Very easy, much easier than surface area. Number 2, volume equals capital B times H. Adjustment. Capital B is length times width, and then times H. Volume equals 10 times 14 times 4.5. Prisms are easy. Which I may have, well, rectangular ones are. Which I may have a harder time with is the other ones that we do. Just because Pythagorean might become involved at certain points on some of these. I already know that. So down further, it says all other prisms, but you can use it for every prism. I ain't know all of it. Every prism you can use volume equals capital B times H. Capital B is the area of the base. H is the height between the bases. Alright. Number 3. Find the volume of each prism below. Number 3, Juan, what shape you see? It's important to identify first so we make sure we're doing the right thing. Yeah, sound like you guessing, but you ain't got to. It's triangular prism. I'm gonna start out one. Volume equals capital B times H, because that's the volume formula for any prism. Then after that, I need to make my adjustment. You call this a triangular prism, one. So what shape is your base? I'm going to try this again, Juan. You call this a triangular prism, so what shape is your base or base is? Thank you, Juan. Triangles. That being said, Juan, capital B turns into what for us? 1/2 times base times height. But I put all that in parentheses for a reason. I'm changing my capital B to that, and I'm putting it in parentheses. Because you need to understand, all that represents capital B. Then after that, I times it by the height of the actual prism. I need to add that other H back in. Some kids forget on this when they make that adjustment. That part in parentheses just represents capital B for me. Me finding the area of my triangular base. Y'all follow that? And then you go back and multiply by the height of your actual prism. Alright, so we just need to make sure we plug our numbers in right and make sure we can see this right. So volume equals parentheses 1/2. What do y'all consider to be the base? What number? Of the triangle, I'm sorry.
7.3.
Y'all ain't got division. They told me that. Let's see it, what's up? No. Y'all laughing at this, but he not wrong. 12 is the base of my triangle. Look at it. You know how I know 12 is the base? Because what's the height? 5. 7.3. The base and the height have to be perpendicular from each other. We talked about this since day one, since we did parallelograms and triangles. The base and the height have to be perpendicular. They got your right angle right here. They're showing me an altitude right here. And then, so this has to be my base. Y'all follow that? I need to highlight that for y'all. Think so. This is my altitude right here. So this has to be my base. They have to be perpendicular. They have to form the T. If that's the case, then, so the two numbers I'm using, 12 times the height of my triangle, which is 7.3. That's all in parentheses. And then what's the height of my prism? No. Y'all just guessing numbers. What did it say height will be? H is what? Height between the bases. What's my two bases are what shape again? Triangles. What's the height between the triangles? Between the two triangles, what's the height? Oh my God, y'all can't see. 5.
I said that.
You the only one who said it. Everybody else saying some crazy number. Shh. FYI, this is on video too, but this did not go this way last period. I don't know what's going on in here. What now? Thank you. Once you put all that in the calculator properly, you should get 219. I suggest you do it. Some of y'all got me worried. Y'all can't even figure out what the height of the dang prism is. Try number 4 without me. Hint, hint, it is a triangular prism if you didn't recognize that already. Walk me through, set me up, man. I'm listening. I want Chris to do it. Now I know you know how to do it, Jamal. I want Chris. I'm make sure he's straight. We'll leave no man behind today. Come on. Okay, yes. Yes. Hold on, Chris. I need some help. I see 11. How you got 5.4, Chris? Okay. So the fraction here was, and this for Irvin, the fraction was 5 2/5. So to convert that, he did 2 divided by 5 in his calculator, probably got 0.4. And you just need to add that on to 5. Get 5.4. Alright. And times the height of the actual prism, which you consider to be what? 16. Alright. So yeah, once you get those numbers straight, you should be good, and y'all should be able to calculate to get my answer. You got the answer to what you waiting on? I know you got me, Jamal. I'm trying to get this man right. Huh? You don't need Skittles, bro. Why are you scared to tell me the answer, man? Oh, wait a minute. I think we forget to change that every time. That's the only thing that's inches on them. Alright. Flip it over. Juan, I want you to help me with this one. You'll never know what you're doing until you try. Juan, let's identify the shape first. Let's do that. Good. Trapezoidal prism. Oh, I'm about to spell it wrong. Alright, Juan, I heard what you just said. I agree. So, it's a prism, so volume equals capital B times H. In this case, though, Juan, my capital B turns into what? One half times height, parentheses B1 plus B2, So I'm gonna write 2 set of parentheses there, and then times the height of my actual prism. That's the adjustment that needs to be made on this formula. Once again, you got to be able to recognize it and know how to do it by knowing your area formulas. Alright, so we're doing the area of a trapezoid times the height. That'll give us the volume of this trapezoidal prism. So for the trapezoid itself, parentheses 1/2, what's the height of the trapezoid? 17.9. Then in parentheses I got B1, which is what? If that's what you want it to be, 36 plus B2. What you looking at? 14. And then times the height of the prism, What's the height of the full prism? You just guessing. Let me take a moment. Back to this before I was so rudely interrupted. Volume equals. Okay. Oh, on this one, you got to follow order of operations, or you're gonna mess yourself up. Y'all should know y'all gotta do what's in parentheses first. 36 plus 14 should happen first. Then you should do all that multiplication in there, then times 25. Chris, what you waiting on, dog? All the numbers there. I just need you to plug it in the calculator, man. I don't know why you be staring at the screen like that. Huh? 25 is the height of the prism. We call this a trapezoidal prism. The trapezoids are the bases, so turn it on the base. The height would have to be 25. 21 it's not connecting to the 2 bases. Our bases are the trapezoids. Y'all don't understand that?
I think I see what you're saying.
That's the base of the trapezoid itself. The prism's bases are the trapezoidal pieces. Y'all follow me on that?
So the distance between the 2 trapezoids.
Yes, 20. It's the height of the prism. Lord have mercy. Y'all still ain't gave me no numbers yet, though. Point what? Thank you. Cube, but it's okay. Volume. Bruh came in like everything was sweet. I can't believe y'all, man. Well, y'all be trying me lately. I don't know why. What we got? Oh, 6 next. Faith, what's this shape? It always amazed me on this one. Y'all always get confused on this one for some reason. Yeah. Why you said it wasn't then? At least you noticed that. We got a height. Yeah, we ain't got no base. No, he talking about for the triangle itself. It's still a triangular prism, so we're still following that same basic principle for this situation. Volume equals capital B times H. And then the adjustment needs to be made. Volume equals what, Faith? 1/2 in parentheses, then times the height of the actual prism itself. Alright. And this is where we try to check, see if we got everything. What's the base of our triangle? Not the prism, the base of our triangle. Huh? Well, thank you for that, sir, but we haven't got there yet. Y'all should recognize the debate. I know it's in Juan, what you should have noticed is what Nasir has already noticed and what Vincent had already on solve for. You are missing the base of your triangle. In this part right here in parentheses, you need base of your triangle and the height of your triangle to find area of the triangle itself. All you're thinking about right here is area of the triangle. For that, you need a base and a height. You already see it's a right triangle, so your base is going to be the horizontal, your height is going to be the vertical. I see the height 28, I don't see my base. I need to find that. You should know what we're going to have to do, but just to help you out, I'm going to move this 32.5 forward so you can see that we need to use Pythagorean. What do you need? Yeah, when you're doing Pythagorean, though, you need to make sure you put that stuff in the right spots, though. I'm going to solve out here to the side. Should be 28 squared plus b squared equals 32.5 squared. I did this last period. I don't want to have these big numbers again. 784 plus b squared equals 1056.25 minus 784 minus 784. B squared equals 272. 28 squared is 784. What's your issue, Doc? I ain't saying that. Okay. 16.5. That's what Vincent got earlier, so I'm rolling with it. 16.5 is what you get when you take square root. Well, you get a decimal. It's like 16.50 something, 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 but it's around 16.5. Keep it moving. Alright, so that's what I'm going to use as my base. You caught all that, Okay. Somebody let him in, I guess. We're going to play the game today. See what he do when he get in here. Times the base, which is 16.5, times the height, which is 28. And then we need to make sure we get the right height for our prism. What's the height for the prism itself? I'm asking y'all, what's the height for the prism? 31. To me. Ain't got too much going on to be new. Already. Too much traffic. Say it one more time. 7,161. Y'all already know, we do it so much, one, that y'all should know it's going to be expectation for you to have to do Pythagorean on one of these problems to get whatever you're missing, whether it's a base or a height, and then after that, solve for volume. That's just expectation nowadays, so it is what it is. Alright, moving on to the cylinders. This should be quick because they're pretty easy. The cylinders have the same formula on your reference sheet. On your reference sheet, it's going to be V equals capital B times H. It's up to you to make that distinction and know that for the cylinder, you got to make that adjustment. On all your cylinders, what are the shape of all your bases going to be? Circle. That's where the power R squared comes in at.
Circle.
So capital B turns into power R squared for you. Slide knot. Find the volume of the cylinders below. Number 7, V equals capital B times H. I'm rewriting it. V equals parentheses power R squared times the height. Then it's V equals 3.14 times, what's our radius? 18 times 18. And then the height of the actual cylinder, 15. One more time, a little bit louder. Gotcha. 15,260.4. This is inches cubed. Alright. Next, let's say situation. Volume equals capital B times H. Volume equals, make the adjustment, power R squared times H. Volume equals 3.14 times, what's my radius? 5.5 times 5.5 times my height, which is what? 21. One more time? I think you off a little bit. I know they had laugh here. 685, something like that. They don't tell us how to round on here, so yeah. Alright, as I've told y'all in past units, you kind of figure out what your test questions are going to be by going to the end of a set of notes. This application part down here, you know, these type of questions we want to ask y'all about that. It ain't just going to be straight up, oh, find a volume of this, find a volume. Maybe that on 1 or 2 questions, but you know we're going to put some pressure on it. Down here in this application, the first one, it says, let me zoom out a little bit too. A cylinder with a 2 centimeter diameter. A cylinder with a 2 centimeter diameter is drilled through the triangular prism shown to the left, on the left. Find the volume of the prism. So what they did, you had a triangular prism. They drilled a cylindrical hole through the middle of it. They want to know the volume of the prism with that hole, that cylindrical hole missing. So set up for this one, and it should be familiar to y'all from when we did it from last unit. volume of a triangular prism minus volume of a cylinder. We solved that. We should get the volume of the prism with the hole drilled in it. Alright, so we need to set up for both. For both of them, we start out V equals capital B times H. But for the prism, the triangular prism, B becomes what? 1/2 times base times height. Good, and then times the height of the actual prism itself. So let's go over and see if we can pull numbers or we got to make any adjustments. On this one, I thought we was going to be messed up at first, but when I zoom in on this, I thought we had to do Pythagorean, I'll be honest with you, with a decimal. I thought I was about to get real ugly. But when I zoom in on this, I see a right angle right there, don't y'all? See it at the bottom too. That right angle tells me that these two sides are perpendicular on my triangle. If they're perpendicular, I can use them then. That means that this side can be my base, this could be my height, or vice versa. This could be my base and this could be my height. All in all, since it's perpendicular right there, I'm going to roll with that. So I'm going to treat that as base and height for this one. So volume equals parentheses 1/2 times 5 times 5, and then times the height of my actual prism, which is what? 14. So I need to solve that for volume of the triangular prism. Say it one more time. Centimeters cubed. And then I need to go get the cylinder. For the cylinder, volume equals capital B times H. Capital B changes to what again? Power squared times the height. So on this one, volume equals parentheses 3.14. They said the cylinder had a 2 centimeter diameter. What's my radius? Oh boy, 1. You took some old, what you call it today? Radius square. I mean, it would be, but I'm gonna do everything the way I always do it. Yeah, once you multiply by 1 again, it's gonna be the same thing. But why change up what we doing? Right the other one. What's the height? 14 is the height of my cylinder too. Oh, 43.96. That's centimeters cubed. So at that point, that's when I need to do some of my subtraction to figure out the volume with that hole missing. 131.04. This is centimeters cubed. This would be the triangular prism missing the cylindrical hole. One more, might as well press on. I like this last problem too. I think we asked y'all this a lot. I don't know why. Because you got to make adjustments on here too. And we're going to make you make an adjustment. On this one, it says the diagram of Eric's pool is shown on the left. So this is a pool he got, probably an above ground pool. Says he plans to fill his pool to a depth of 4 feet with a garden hose that has a 80 cubic foot per hour flow rate. That means every hour about 80 cubic feet of water will come out of that hose. Says how many hours will it take to fill up the pool? Round to the nearest hundreds. So, adjustment that needs to be made, you need to be able to read that in here. They say he's going to fill the pool to a depth of 4 feet, which makes sense. If he fills it to 4.5 and then everybody gets in there, what's going to happen? And the water's going to overflow. You don't want to overfill the pool. It's going to fill it to a depth of 4 feet. That's the adjustment you need to use in your formula, 4 feet, not the 4.5. It's a pool, cylindrical shape, so volume equals capital B times H. Then we change capital B to what? No. What? Power squared. Yeah. Times height. Alright. Now equals 3.14 times what's our radius? My bad, let me zoom in. 13.5. Y'all should know where that comes from. Times 13.5 twice. Then times the height, which was what? 4. This is going to give us the amount of water that's going to be in the pool. That's what we need first. $2,289.06. This is feet cubed. So that's what y'all should see in the calculator. If you calculate, that's the amount of water that's going to be in the pool. That is not my question. Question asked me how many hours it's going to take them to fill up this pool if they're using the garden hose and this 80 cubic feet of water comes out of that hose every hour. Y'all should know what to do. Yeah, divide by 80. I'm going to write the situation out for you, though. You know that. So 2,289.06 feet cubed divided by 80 feet cubed per hour. The feet cubes are going to cancel. What number I get? 28.61. Let's say around to the nearest hundreds. Hours. So about 28 and a little bit more than a half hours. That might sound crazy to you, but actual in-ground pools, when they fill them up with water, it does take like a day, a little bit more than a day to fill them up. If you use a water hose, sometimes they bring water trucks out. But you just got to keep the water running for that long. Have a high water bill that month too. Killer.